Planet of the Apes, 1968, revolutionized science fiction, leaving an indelible mark on cinema with its groundbreaking visuals and thought-provoking storyline. But what happened to the legendary cast members after 57 years? From Charlton Heston's unforgettable role as Taylor to the unforgettable performances of the primates, the journey of these actors is filled with fascinating stories of success, personal growth, and unexpected turns. As we look ahead to 2025, let's uncover where the stars of this iconic film are now and how their lives and careers have evolved since that historic release. Charlton Heston portrayed George Taylor in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at 45, bringing to life the bold, disillusioned astronaut whose discovery of Earth's dystopian future became one of cinema's most iconic moments. Taylor's cynicism and resilience reflected Heston's commanding screen presence, earning him widespread acclaim. Heston's career included legendary roles in Ben-Hur and the Ten Commandments, but his success came with challenges. His strong political stances and volatile on-set behavior often alienated colleagues. Heston married Lydia Clark in 1944, and while their 64-year union endured, it faced strains from his infidelities and long absences. They had 2 children, Fraser and Holly, though his demanding career left little time for close family ties. In his later years, Heston battled Alzheimer's disease, losing his ability to speak and perform, which deeply saddened his fans. He passed away from pneumonia complications on April 5, 2008, at 84. James Whitmore played the President of the Assembly in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at the age of 47, embodying the strict and dignified leader who upheld the traditions of ape society. His performance highlighted the character's staunch adherence to law, often at the expense of justice. Whitmore's prolific career spanned stage and screen, but he often felt overshadowed and underappreciated, taking roles out of financial necessity rather than artistic fulfillment. His personal life was marked by 3 tumultuous marriages, 2 of which ended in bitter divorces, and strained relationships with his 3 children due to his emotional distance. In his later years, Whitmore battled lung cancer, passing away on February 6, 2009, at the age of 87. Though admired as a versatile actor, his life was marred by professional dissatisfaction and personal regrets. Roddy McDowall debuted as Cornelius, the kind and intellectual archaeologist, in 1968 at 40, skillfully portraying the chimpanzee's moral depth and curiosity. McDowall's career spanned decades, with notable films like How Green Was My Valley and Fright Night, but he was often typecast into supporting roles, limiting his opportunities. A private man, McDowall never married or had children, and rumors about his sexuality in a less tolerant era likely contributed to his isolation. Though he was well loved by close friends, his personal life remained solitary, and he channeled much of his energy into photography and preserving Hollywood history. A lifelong smoker, McDowall succumbed to lung cancer on October 3, 1998, at 70, passing away quietly at his home. His life was marked by kindness and talent, but also by the loneliness of a deeply private existence in a judgmental era. Kim Hunter brought warmth and intelligence to Zira, the compassionate chimpanzee psychologist, in 1968 at 46. Zira's bravery in questioning authority and aiding George Taylor showcased Hunter's depth as an actress. Known for her Oscar-winning performance in A Streetcar Named Desire, Hunter's career suffered a severe blow during the Hollywood blacklist era, forcing her into television work and regional theater to make ends meet. She married twice. Her second marriage to Robert Emmett lasted until her death and produced 1 daughter, Catherine. While her family life was stable, Hunter struggled with the emotional scars of her career's derailment and often felt overshadowed by past controversies. Despite regaining some recognition later in life, she spent her final years reflecting on the unfulfilled potential of her career. Hunter passed away from a heart attack on September 11, 2002, at 79, remembered as a talented actress whose life was shaped by both triumph and hardship. Maurice Evans portrayed Dr. Zaius in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at the age of 67, bringing to life the conflicted orangutan who guarded the secrets of ape society. Dr. Zaius symbolized the tension between knowledge and authority, suppressing truth to maintain societal order. Evans, a celebrated Shakespearean actor, struggled to translate his stage success into Hollywood stardom, often feeling overlooked in favor of more commercial stars. Never marrying or having children, Evans led a lonely personal life, relying on his sister for companionship until her death in 1975, which deepened his isolation. He battled depression and declining health in his later years, eventually passing away from heart failure on March 12, 1989, at the age of 87. Despite his immense talent, Evans's life ended in quiet obscurity, with his contributions largely unrecognized. James Daly took on the role of Honorius in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at the age of 50, portraying the rigid orangutan prosecutor who fiercely upheld the laws of his society. Daly's sharp performance captured the character's unwavering belief in tradition, despite the moral questions it raised. Daly enjoyed success in television and theater but struggled to achieve leading roles in film, leaving him frustrated with his career trajectory. His marriage to actress Hope Newell produced 4 children, including actors Tyne and Tim Daly, but his struggles with alcoholism and emotional distance caused significant strain on his family. Daly's health deteriorated due to his lifestyle, and he died of a heart attack on July 3, 1978, at the age of 59. His life was marked by professional challenges and deep personal turmoil, ending in tragedy and unfulfilled promise. Linda Harrison played Nova in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at the age of 23, delivering a memorable performance as a mute and primitive human who symbolizes humanity's lost innocence. Her portrayal captivated audiences, but her career never fully took off. After a few minor roles and a failed attempt to transition into leading parts, Harrison faded from Hollywood's spotlight. Personally, her life was equally turbulent. Her marriage to producer Richard D. Zanuck ended in divorce in 1978, strained by his demanding career and her struggles to balance family life with unfulfilled professional ambitions. They had 2 sons, Harrison and Dean, but family life was far from harmonious, marked by distance and emotional tension. Harrison later battled depression and financial challenges, retreating from public life. Now 79 in 2025, she lives quietly in California, reflecting on a career that began with such promise but left her yearning for more fulfillment both on and off the screen. Lou Wagner played Lucius, the rebellious young chimpanzee, in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at the age of 28. Lucius represented youthful hope and defiance, aiding Taylor and serving as a symbol of progress amidst oppression. Wagner's career continued modestly, with recurring roles in television and film, but he struggled with being typecast and rarely found opportunities to showcase his full range as an actor. His personal life brought its own share of heartache. After a 15-year marriage to Ellen, the couple divorced without children, leaving Wagner to face his later years alone. In the 2010s, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, which curtailed his ability to work and participate in public life. Now 84 in 2025, Wagner resides in an assisted living facility, coping with the challenges of his illness and reflecting on a life marked by small victories and enduring struggles, both professional and personal. Robert Gunnar portrayed Landon, the optimistic astronaut, in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at 37. His character's tragic fate highlighted the darker side of Taylor's journey and showcased Gunnar's ability to convey depth. Despite this promising role, Gunnar struggled to sustain his career, appearing sporadically in minor projects before retiring from acting entirely in the early 1970s. His personal life was no less somber. Married to Elizabeth, their relationship grew strained under the weight of financial difficulties and his inability to find steady work. They had 1 daughter, Emily, but the family struggled to remain close. Gunnar spent his later years in quiet obscurity, grappling with regret over his unfulfilled potential. He passed away on December 18, 2001, at 70, from undisclosed causes. His life remains a poignant reminder of the fleeting nature of fame and the challenges of sustaining success in a cutthroat industry. Woodrow Parfry played Maximus, the stern orangutan judge, in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at the age of 46, embodying a character who fiercely upheld the rigid, conservative laws of ape society. Parfry infused Maximus with a cold, unyielding demeanor, reflecting his own struggles to overcome the harsh judgments of life. Known for his extensive work in character roles on television and film, Parfry appeared in productions like Papillon and The Manchurian Candidate, though his career was often overshadowed by his health issues, including a major heart attack in his 30s. In his personal life, Parfry's marriage to his wife Elma endured despite constant financial instability and his battle with chronic illness. They had 2 children, but his erratic health and long work hours strained family bonds. Parfry's later years were plagued by a series of heart problems, and he died from heart failure on July 29, 1984, at 61, leaving behind a body of work often underappreciated and a family that struggled to reconcile his absence with his love. Jeff Burton portrayed Dodge, the adventurous astronaut, in 1968 at the age of 44, crafting a character whose curiosity leads to a tragic end on the Planet of the Apes. Dodge's scientific zeal mirrored Burton's own hunger for success in Hollywood, where he landed minor roles in films and TV shows but struggled to break through into stardom. His career never reached its full potential, leaving him with financial struggles and a sense of unfulfilled dreams. Burton married young, but the pressures of his faltering career and long periods of unemployment led to a bitter divorce. He had 1 son, Jason, with whom he shared a strained relationship due to Burton's frequent absences and emotional struggles. His later years were shrouded in obscurity and declining health, and he passed away under undisclosed circumstances on January 18, 1988, at 63, a life cut short by a mix of personal and professional disappointments. Buck Kartalian took on the role of Julius, the harsh and domineering guerrilla guard, in 1968 at 46. Portraying the embodiment of oppression in ape society. Kartalian's performance reflected his rugged persona, cultivated through years of hard labor and relentless work in low-budget films before finding modest success in Hollywood. Despite appearing in movies like Cool Hand Luke, Kartalian remained a largely unsung actor, known more for his versatility than stardom. He was married to his wife, Betty, for over 60 years, and together they had 3 children. While his family brought him joy, the financial difficulties of his early career placed significant stress on their lives. In his later years, Kartalian suffered from declining health, though he managed to find peace in his twilight years with his family's support. He passed away from natural causes on May 24, 2016, at 93, a man whose life was marked by perseverance in the face of adversity and the quiet sadness of unfulfilled recognition. Wright King portrayed Dr. Galen in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at the age of 46, playing the compassionate and intellectual chimpanzee scientist who empathized with humans. Dr. Galen was a character who stood out for his desire to understand humanity, setting him apart from his more hardened counterparts. King's career included numerous television roles, Broadway performances, and a reputation as a talented actor, but he struggled with being typecast, which left him feeling unfulfilled. His personal life was marked by emotional turmoil, with 2 failed marriages, and his relationship with his son, Peter, suffered due to his emotional distance. King also struggled with depression, often fearing that he would leave behind a forgotten legacy. Despite his personal and professional challenges, he found some solace in his 3rd marriage to Patricia. Wright King passed away on September 8, 2009, at the age of 87, after a life that, while rich in experience, was marked by regret and unfulfilled potential. Norman Burton played the hunt leader in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at the age of 45, portraying a fierce and commanding gorilla tasked with capturing humans. Burton's character was ruthless, a symbol of the military power in the ape society. Though Burton was a skilled actor, his career mainly consisted of supporting roles in both television and film, and he never achieved the fame or recognition he desired. His personal life reflected the struggles of his professional one. Burton married once and had 2 children, but his marriage ended in divorce after infidelity and emotional neglect. His relationships with his children were distant, and he battled alcohol addiction throughout his life, leading to isolation. In 2003, Burton was involved in a car accident that left him with severe injuries, ultimately passing away on November 29 at the age of 79. His death marked the end of a career that was never fully realized, and his personal struggles remained a silent burden throughout his life. Archard portrayed the gorilla in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at the age of 59, symbolizing the military might and oppression within ape society. Though better known as a Hollywood journalist and columnist, Archard's acting career was secondary, with mostly minor roles that never led to significant recognition. His personal life was fraught with difficulties, including 2 divorces and an estranged relationship with his children. His second marriage to Maureen ended in emotional distance and separate lives, while his work hours and emotional struggles took a toll on his family. Archard also faced feelings of inadequacy in his acting career and battled depression throughout his life. In 2009, he was diagnosed with pleural mesothelioma, which led to his death on November 9, 2009, at the age of 79. Archard's passing was largely overlooked, and his legacy remained marked by unfulfilled aspirations and personal hardships. Billy Curtis, who portrayed the child ape in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at the age of 59, contributed to the film's intricate depiction of ape society. Despite his memorable presence, Curtis's career remained limited, largely due to his small stature, which resulted in him being typecast in similar roles. His life, both professionally and personally, was filled with struggle and unfulfilled potential. Curtis's marriage to Shirley was marked by growing frustration and financial strain, and they never had children. The pressures of his unremarkable career and Hollywood's superficial expectations took their toll on him, leading to emotional isolation. In his later years, Curtis faced health issues and died on November 9, 1988, at 79 from a heart attack. His passing was quietly noted, with his legacy largely defined by the minor role he played in one of Hollywood's greatest dystopian films. Frank Delfino, who also played a child ape in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at 57, found himself in a similar position. His role as part of the younger generation of apes added depth to the society depicted in the film, but Delfino's career was confined to small parts and typecasting. Though he had a lengthy career in television and film, Delfino struggled to achieve any lasting fame. His personal life was far from easy. His marriage to Laura faced constant strain, ultimately ending in divorce after 20 years. The couple had one son, Carl, but the family struggled to connect emotionally, and Delfino's bitterness about his career compounded his personal woes. In his later years, he was diagnosed with bone marrow cancer, which slowly drained his strength. Delfino passed away on February 19, 1997, at 86, and his death, though mourned by few, marked the end of a life filled with unrealized dreams and profound regret. Maron, who portrayed a child ape in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at 48, brought a certain innocence and charm to his character, which contrasted sharply with the dystopian world around him. Despite his enduring presence in Hollywood, Maron's career never reached the heights he desired, as he struggled to escape the roles dictated by his small stature. Maron's personal life was similarly marked by disappointment. He was married twice, but both marriages ended in divorce, and he never had children, leaving him with a sense of loneliness and longing for family. As he aged, Maron's health began to decline, and though he lived to 98, his later years were spent reflecting on a career and life that never fully met his hopes. He passed away on May 24, 2018, from natural causes, leaving behind a legacy of minor roles and unspoken regrets. Felix Sila, who portrayed the child gorilla in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at 31, had a career as both an actor and stuntman, with many roles in television and film. However, despite his talents, Sila's life was marked by physical and emotional struggles. His marriage to Joy lasted for decades and they had 2 children, but his dedication to his demanding work, particularly in stunt roles, left little time for family. The emotional toll of his career and his chronic injuries created a distance between him and his family, especially as his health began to decline. In his later years, Sila was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, a cruel fate for a man who had spent his life pushing his body to its limits. He passed away on April 16, 2021, at the age of 84, a skilled man whose work was often overshadowed by the pain of his sacrifice and the uncelebrated nature of his career. Ronald L Scherry, who played the frightened human in Planet of the Apes in 1968 at 24, depicted the helpless human in a world controlled by apes. Scherry's career, however, was overshadowed by a string of minor roles and personal struggles. His marriage to Karen dissolved due to his battles with mental health, exacerbated by the constant disappointments in his professional life. Scherry's relationship with their 2 children became strained as they were often left to cope with his internal struggles. In his later years, Scherry was diagnosed with a rare neurological disease, which added to his emotional burden. Despite his talent, he was always viewed as a background character in life. He passed away on July 2, 2020, at 76, his life defined by personal challenges and unrealized dreams, leaving behind a family fractured by years of emotional distance. Irin Zok Kazuki, who portrayed the gorilla in Planet of the Apes at the age of 44, played a character that embodied the power and authority of the ape enforcers. Although his role was significant, Kazuki's career was plagued by typecasting, and he struggled to secure other meaningful roles in Hollywood. His personal life was equally troubled. His second marriage to Linda ended in divorce, and they had no children. Kazuki faced periods of loneliness and regret, as his personal and professional lives failed to meet the expectations he had set for himself. In his later years, he battled with health issues and the isolation that often accompanies fading fame. Kazuki passed away on March 29, 2009, at the age of 84, from pneumonia. His death marked the end of a life defined by brief moments of recognition, overshadowed by struggles with personal demons and a fading career. Who's your favorite character from Planet of the Apes? How do you feel knowing that some of the actors have passed away? Don't hesitate to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss future videos. Thank you so much.